Guardians can use dark and light. Ghosts are said to be born from the Traveler, but can also reach spectrums beyond the light. Asher's ghost was corrupted by Vex and can't talk anymore. Drifter's ghost had access to darkness when he was trapped on that icy planet with strange creatures. Today we are going to discuss how ghosts can access darkness and the connections they have to consciousness and the veil. It's no secret at this point that ghosts can access parts of darkness. Since Shadowkeep, the Witness spoke through Ghost and even controlled it extensively in Lightfall. If you purchased Lightfall's Collector's Edition or have read that lore, you also see connections at Core speaking about darkness in the ghosts and how they connect to things like memory, which are related to darkness. There's lots of speculations and theories at this point. We don't have a solid answer, but in the difference of opinion lore card from a while ago, two ghosts speak about the Traveler, and I thought this was kind of interesting. Do you remember being inside the Traveler? No? I do. We call it the womb. I have never and will never call it that. Imagine a cosmos inside a bottle, trillions of stars orbiting each other in a complex weave. But they aren't stars. Perhaps a better word would be souls. Souls dancing in an infinite space enclosed within a celestial egg. Now this card was from book Ghost Stories back in Forsaken and may not have any actual meaning at this point, but it does seem to connect to some things, at least in my crazy theories. First up, it says a celestial egg. That's kind of cool, like it's talking about the Traveler. The entire cosmos inside a bottle, trillions of stars orbiting each other in a complex weave. Weave was tied to strand. But they aren't stars, they are souls. Lightfall showed us the veil, a look into the mind and memory of the universe. It told us about the River of Souls, where all things exist and return to. So one ghost is saying they remember this being inside the Traveler, and the other one doesn't recall it at all, which is interesting. Souls dancing in an infinite space. Other strange connections like the Traveler and pyramids forming to make a ghost-looking shape. In the Black Garden, Pujari found a flower in the shape of a ghost that was of darkness. We don't have a solid answer, but we know ghosts can access and even use darkness. It's not all theory, we have some proof right in front of us.
Why did the darkness invite us here? You're quiet today.
Yeah, it's just, we keep coming face to face with darkness. And every time we fail to stop it, we're just so powerless.
First, let's talk about Drifter and how he modified his ghost. The tale of the Drifter on the icy planet is one of my favorites, the creepy alien creatures and the crew going crazy after losing their light during the Red War. The creatures on this planet had been their main objective. They wanted to capture one, learn how it worked, and use it to their advantage. One by one, Drifter's crew would either get picked off by a creature, it suffocating them and their light, or they would turn on each other before this could happen, thinking the others would kill them before. Drifter's ghost came up with an idea. It knew how to capture a creature and get off this planet, but it would require some modifications to its shell. It needed pieces from the other members' dead ghosts to achieve this. How? Well, our escape was all its idea. If we could modify its light to replicate the energy effect of the monolith cages, it might be able to contain the creatures in the same way. But we would need parts, ghost parts, and we knew where we could get some. The ghosts of my former crew all fled as soon as their charges hit the dirt, so me and mine, we hunted them. And then it came time to perform the modifications. The next morning it was forever changed, but it had a brand new shell of armor, reinforced by the guts of 5 other ghosts. Its eye was bright red. It could no longer speak. The blue setting was still there, accessible whenever we needed it, but the red setting would save our lives. It was kit-bashed and jury-rigged, but it could replicate the energy of the cages. We froze every creature we came across, brought all of them on board a new ship I cobbled together, now that we were free to explore that ice trap of a planet. It was a trash fire of parts I lovingly dubbed the Derelict. a ship that I added to as I journeyed back towards home. So Drifter's ghost was able to be modified to access different spectrums of light or even beyond the light to freeze the creatures and perhaps with stasis. This is big because it showed us that ghosts can in fact access and use darkness, something we see with our own ghost. Drifter said it was just a different setting on the ghost. It was currently in this red mode for this darkness effect we can assume, but it can be switched back to the normal blue as most ghosts use. Asher Mir's ghost has a different story, but shares similarities to the Drifters. A staggering Vex detonates, and the Exo Hunter is torn in two. One half sinks beneath the lake's opaque surface. Asher's eyes go wide and he freezes. Whatever they'd stumbled into down here was multiplicatively more lethal. He reloads his fusion rifle and looks around wildly. The other hunter, she's the only one left alive. No, stay calm. Throws a smoke bomb and disappears. Asher barely has time to react before the hunter reappears on high ground and draws a bow of void energy, almost in slow motion. Crack, crack, crack. 10 Vex fall. Asher watches them disintegrate, looks back up to the hunter, but the yell of gratitude catches in his throat as 4 Vex shimmer into existence behind her. Asher can't watch this time. He frantically searches for a way out, and a tentacle grabs his ghost. A millisecond of pain in his shoulder, and everything goes white. In Ghost Fragment Eris Morn, Eris visits Asher after this event when he was in a hospital bed unconscious. At this point, she sees his ghost floating over there with its red eye. A small transplex window sat in one wall of the room. Hovering there, eerily still, was a ghost, its single eye reflected against the inside of the window, a steady red glow. Her eyes flicked to the ghost at the window. It too was transformed. The unmistakable outline of Vex technology encrusted and penetrated the small warden's shell, that red, staring eye. So thanks to Brachion the Genesis Mind, Asher Mir and his ghost were messed up. He got his arm taken off, had a Vex replacement, and his ghost became corrupted by the Vex as well. It's said to have a red eye like a goblin, and never spoke again, like the Drifter's ghost after its transformation. Asher doesn't even know if his ghost still works. It hasn't healed him since or even resurrected him. He's not sure if it's even possible anymore. Was Asher's ghost corrupted by the Vex or modified like the Drifters? A switch flipped and it suddenly became this darkness version of a ghost. Lightfall stapled the fact that light and dark are not necessarily good and evil. They are just powers wielded by different species for their own beliefs. From the Root of Nightmares lore, we learn of that galactic empire that used darkness peacefully until the Witness had them destroyed at the hands of the Hive. The Witness needed both light and dark. It used ghost light, but somehow controlled it. Ikora makes connections to ghosts and their ability to retain memory in the collector's edition of Lightfall, so who knows? Do ghosts have darkness within them this whole time and were able to access it with a flip of a switch? We were told the Traveler created the ghost, but at what cost? Were the Pyramids and Witness involved in that cause at all? The effect being the outcome, the ghosts. Questions, hopefully that will be answered by the end of this saga.
I've reached the extent of what I can glean from the research data.
What do we got?
Less than I've hoped for. But the last of Chioma Esi's research has led me to an intriguing topic. Ghosts.
Ghosts? As far as I know, Neomuna never had any contact with a ghost before you all showed up. We knew about them, but...
Precisely. Chioma Esi was researching the entanglement of light and dark without fully understanding either. Our ghosts are a link to the light of the Traveler. Then how was the Witness able to, on numerous occasions, communicate through them?
Is this about the magnets thing? The parallel energy fields, right?
Very good. In areas of darkness, the Witness is able to create a link, not unlike what it created with the Veil and the Traveler.
Ah, like the Vex are able to hack into the Cloud Arc with their tech. It's a parallel connection.
And I believe that connection may not be one-sided. I believe that our ghosts may be able to leverage this connection against it.
Turn the enemy's weapon against them. Well, that sounds great. But how?
That I do not know. But what I do know is that while the witness is out of our reach, it is also out of the reach of our ghosts. Which means whatever lies beyond that portal, whatever is inside the Traveler, has left the witness blind to our actions.
And given us an opportunity to make a plan without it knowing.
Precisely. The witness has played all the pieces it can. This is its final act, win or lose. Whatever we do from here determines the fate of everything.
No pressure.
Anyway, Guardians, if you enjoyed this video and like to see more just like it, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.